Hi everyone, this is Colleen. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Please do not forget to like. Please do not forget to subscribe. I hope everyone is in good health, mentally, physically, and emotionally. I hope everyone's day is wonderful as well as their week. Today I'm just doing a brief tutorial on how I attach my granny squares. Okay, of course your granny squares do not have to be the same size. It's creator's choice and it depends on what you're making. I am making a small bag for someone, so my granny squares are all the same size. I used an F hook to crochet this, 5 rows. I used Yarnspirations Caron Big Cakes yarn. I don't remember the name of the color because I don't have the label anymore, but these are the 3 colors that this variegated yarn comes with, which is like a grayish color, an off-white, and a pink. I love, love, love this yarn. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, how I crochet my granny squares is I'm using 2 granny squares, right? My first granny square is the one that's facing me. It has a double crochet right here. It's when you're, what is it? The corner, in the corner, yes. I don't want this first set on this side. I want this that's on the top. So this double crochet here. Before the double crochet is a chain up, okay? And it has 2 loops, 1 and, let's see, 1 and 2. I don't want to use both loops because I want it to be 3-dimensional. So for this one, I'm going to use the back loop, okay? So I'm going to insert my hook here into the back loop. And the granny square that's facing away from you, I want to use the same. You see this double crochet next to it, this chain up? I will use the front loop. So facing you, you use the back loop. Away from you, you use the front loop. That's how you get it to be 3-dimensional. Okay, so my yarn is already in. You insert your yarn if you haven't. Yarn over, you pull through. Okay, I like to start with a chain of 1. So I chain up 1. Inside those stitches there, then I make my single crochet. This is like the hard part because it keeps on entangling. All right, so you go in through both. You pull up a loop. You'll have 2 on your hook. You yarn over. You pull through 2. That is a single crochet. Now the double crochet next to it, I'm going in the back loop, correct? And then the front loop of the next one. I pull up a loop, I yarn over, I pull through 2. Go in through the front, okay? And the back. Front, well, back and front actually, but it's the front granny square. So your front granny square, you're going in through that back loop, your back granny square, you're going in through that front loop. Can you see what I'm doing? You see, it's 2 loops. I want this one here. I pull up a loop, I yarn over, I pull through 2. That again is a single crochet. Okay, so again, I go in through my front, and then I go in through my back, single crochet. I do this all the way down, you know. It gives it a beautiful 3-dimensional look, and I absolutely love, love, love using it. I was taught this as a child. There are dozens, hundreds, who knows, of different ways to attach granny square. This is just the way that I like to do it. Again, it's always creator's choice. It's what you like to do. Don't ever feel like because you're taught or someone does their thing their way that you have to do it. Try out different things. I've tried different things, and this is what I like. This is actually my favorite one, and it's so easy. It's so easy, and it's so simple and nice and neat and soft, so I love it. I just want to show you how it looks once I get to the ending. Yeah, once I get to the ending, which I'm almost there. Yep, again in that front granny square, I'm using that back loop of my double crochet. So on top of the double crochet, the back loop. And on top of this double crochet of the back granny square, I'm using the front loop. Again, that's how you get it to be 3D. Okay, so on top of my double crochet, and I still, in that, there it goes. There you go. So there it is. I like to stretch it out a little bit, and look how this comes out. Isn't this pretty? I think this is so pretty. This is so pretty. It gives it like a 3D look. You see how it stands out? I love it. And again, I use a F hook which is a 3.75 millimeter 4-ply yarn, and this is how I attach my granny square. Now I'm going to show you how to attach it using a needle. Okay, so I'm going to take that out, and then look, and if you mess up, you can always it's easier than when you use the needle, because needle you got to actually take the stitches out. So let me yarn my needle, and then I will show you. I'm going to use my right hand. How to put the yarn in. I like to put the yarn in kind of like this. It goes in a little bit easier. Booyah! Okay, now I'm using the same method. Okay, so again, this is, I don't know the size of this needle, but it's a yarn needle. It's not too thick, it's not too thin and stuff. So again, I attach my granny squares again by that chain up. I'm going in my back loop for my front granny square, in my front loop for my back granny square, and I pull through. And I don't pull all the way through because I like to leave, I cut too much of this yarn. Let me cut some of this yarn. I made this yarn too long. Yeah, too long. So I like to leave a little bit of the tail. And you see how I went through? I'm actually going to go through those 2 stitches again so that the yarn doesn't slip out while I am doing it. And so we always sew in later on, okay? So for this one, since I came out through this way, now the back granny square, again, I'm going in through the front stitch of my back granny square and the back stitch of my front granny square, and I pull through, just pull through. Since you came out this way, you will then go in this way. So you go in front to back, back to front, okay? There you go, look how pretty that, this tail needs to mind his business. We don't need him. Go in, front granny square in the back loop, my back granny square in the front loop. There you go. Since I came out through the back, I'm going back. I'm using the back granny square in the front to the back of my front granny square. I hope it's simple enough where you're understanding what I'm saying and stuff. Oops. Try not to make your yarn as long as I made it, because then that's what happens. It starts to get all tangly and stuff. But I wanted it to be a little bit longer so that I wouldn't run out of yarn while I was videotaping. Should have measured it, but it's okay. Again, there's so many different ways on how you can attach your yarn, you know. These are just the 2 ways that I like to attach them and stuff. I definitely prefer to use the hook, the crochet hook to attach. I like that better. So, but this is still a good way if you choose to sew and stuff. My thing is because I don't like sewing, and yes, I know how to sew. I know how to use a sewing machine and all that good stuff, but sewing definitely is not my thing. Again, it was something that I was taught as a child. My grandmother actually taught me how to sew, and I do not like sewing. So I try to stay away from this method. I do use it for certain projects, but yeah. So yes, look, this is the sew way, and this is neat also. Look how neat that is. Look how neat that is. But yeah, so that's how I attach my granny squares. Look how pretty that is. These are gorgeous. Like, yeah, again, creator's choice. You do what you like. And there's like tons of videos on how you can attach your granny squares of different ways and stuff. But again, these are just the 2 ways that I like to use. One with the hook and one with a needle. Okay, again, the hook is my favorite way to do it. Yeah, but they both come out really, really nice. But I like the 3-dimensional that the hook gives out. It gives your project a little extra, like, boost to it. You know, it looks like you did something extra, but you really didn't and stuff. So I really appreciate that. But anyway, I hope everybody, once again, enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was easy enough for you to follow. I'm also in my description. I also like to write out what I do. I don't sell any type of what is this called? Any type of crochet patterns or anything like that and stuff. It's about passing the knowledge. So I do not mind writing this up in my description. So again, I hope everyone enjoyed this. You know, some people are visual learners. Some people actually learn better by reading and stuff. I'm more of a reader. I learn better by reading than I do visually. But again, everyone is different. So once again, thank you all for stopping by my channel. I hope everyone, again, stays in good health. Okay, enjoys their day, enjoys their week. And remember that he is good. He will always be good and he will only get better. Thank you. Toodaloo.